Leaving Atchison, we journeyed out into the vast plains that never can be other than the vast wilderness that they are. We had, or thought we had, a journey of 6 or 7 days before us. But circumstances alter cases, at least they did ours. 250 miles from Atchison, we became aware that Indians were more plenty than usual along the route. This gave us no uneasiness. But soon after the discovery of the bodies of murdered men, some of whom had been captured alive and undergone the most awful torture, such as the cutting out of tongues and other parts of their person, then burning them alive, caused us to be continually on our guard. At this part of the journey, Colonel Tamblin, an able officer and a good Indian fighter, when he has the men, furnished us with a small escort. Soon after this, we discovered the bodies of 2 more men, from which we drove the wolves and buried them. These men had fought and been killed. Their bodies were covered with arrow wounds. Brave men as they were, we could only cover them with so thin a blanket of prairie sod that would hide them from sight, but not from the wolves. Still further on, we buried 3 more bodies that the Indians had left most barbarously mutilated. These discoveries, following each other so rapidly, caused us to be ever on the alert for an attack, which came about 2 o'clock one bright day, when one would have thought that the Indians would have been busy hunting the buffalo. We had nearly reached a station known as Smoky Hill Spring when we discovered a party of fully 60 Indians within short pistol shot of the coach. Our escort had reached the station and dismounted, leaving our little party to fight the affair out alone, which we did in the most determined style. Arrows and pistol balls penetrating the coach every moment, strange to say, without anything more serious, resulting than a couple of arrow scratches. The Indians, beaten off, were joined by parties that seemed to come from every bluff. Thinking to drive us from the shelter of the station, which we had by this time reached, they set fire to the tall grass to the windward of us. The strong breeze brought the smoke and flame rapidly down, nearly reaching the adobe before we could check the fire by beating it down and out with our blankets. This we finally succeeded in doing. Then, so far as fire was concerned, we were safe, for prairie grass will not burn twice on the same day, and an Indian is too careful of his life to come within rifle range, if he is sure that the party that points said rifle is used to the weapon. No attack was made until nightfall, when an unlimited quantity of arrows were distributed among us. Dawn found us ready, and the Indians perceiving this, no attack was made. About 10 o'clock, a company of Colonel Tamblin's regiment came to our rescue, at the sight of whom the Indians mounted their ponies, and we saw no more of them except at a great distance. Theodore Russell Davis, 1866.